With the PCOS Awareness Month in September, I have started a new series totally dedicated to PCOS. I have already covered a video before where I have discussed the causes, effects, symptoms as well as some common myths that are associated with PCOS. In this video, I will be discussing a most common asked question: what is the difference between PCOD and PCOS? So stay tuned for that. Hi, welcome back to Full Plate Nutrition. This is Disha Gada, degree in Nutrition and Dietetics and Advanced Diploma in Weight Loss and Weight Management. You know I am legit. My aim with this channel is to equip you with correct information about nutrition and exercise so that you can conquer health. I aim to upload once or twice in a week. So if that's of interest to you, please go down there and hug the subscribe button. And now let's get on to the video. Now PCOS or Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome is a disorder that affects the female ovarian system. It also affects the female hormones like estrogen and progesterone. Usually it is found that females who suffer from PCOS have higher amount of male hormone in them, and hence making it difficult for them to get pregnant and hence making it difficult for them to conceive. In this video we shall see what is the difference between PCOD and PCOS. So first let's understand what is PCOD. Now polycystic ovarian disorder is a disorder of female ovarian system in which the ovaries generate enormous quantities of partially developed eggs, which in turn develop into cysts on ovaries over time. As a result of this, the ovaries become large and then they secrete higher amount of male or androgen hormones. This leads to infertility, irregular menstruation, hair loss, abnormal weight gain and a lot more. If you want to know the exact symptoms of this, you can check out my other video that I have already done on it. Now PCOD can be easily managed through changes in diet and lifestyle. This is a disorder that is limited only to female reproductive system. Now PCOS or Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome is a metabolic illness in which a lot of other systems also get involved. Now because of the changes in metabolism, there could be a higher risk of developing obesity, type 2 diabetes, insulin insensitivity and chronic health problems. Now when PCOD is not caught on early on and you continue to live the same diet and lifestyle, that is when it becomes more intense and it can develop into PCOS. PCOS is much more intense, complicated as compared to PCOD. A lot of symptoms of PCOS and PCOD are very much same, and hence it becomes very difficult to distinguish between two. You need to understand that PCOS is more of a metabolic syndrome where a lot of other parts of your body are also getting affected, whereas PCOD is generally around the female reproductive organs only, and there is a hormonal imbalance which through correct diet and lifestyle can be corrected. Now PCOS has a lot of causes like insulin insensitivity or extreme male hormones in your body or low grade inflammation which is extended for a long period of time. If you want to know a lot of this in detail, you can always check out my other video that I have already done on this. Over here, now let us understand what is the difference between PCOD and PCOS. First and foremost, PCOD is something that affects almost 10% of the female population of the world, whereas PCOS affects 0.25 to 2.5% of the female population of the earth. Now, PCOD is a disorder in which the ovaries produce large quantities of immature or underdeveloped eggs, which then turn into cysts. This could be because of poor lifestyle, poor diet, a lot of stress, obesity and inflammation. Whereas PCOS is a metabolic disorder which causes anovulation. That means that the ovaries completely stop producing eggs. Now PCOD does not affect a woman's fertility to a large extent. With some help and proper management, she can still get pregnant and complete her pregnancy safely with the help of medication and correct lifestyle. Whereas in PCOS, a woman's fertility is largely impacted because more or less there is no production of eggs. So it becomes very difficult to conceive. And even if the woman conceives, the pregnancy is very difficult and it may lead to early childbirth or abortion, miscarriage or pregnancy problems. Now like I said that PCOD is generally limited to the female reproductive organs. So of course you may see symptoms like weight gain or hair loss or extreme hair on the other parts of the body, but it does not have any other major side effects. Whereas in PCOS, a lot of other systems of your body are also taken into consideration or are also affected. So you may see obesity or risk of type 2 diabetes or heart diseases or insulin insensitivity or let's say high blood pressure and also endometrial cancer. Now in PCOD, the cysts are less than 10 in number, whereas in PCOS they are more than 10. Now that we know the difference between PCOD and PCOS, the question arises that can PCOD be cured? So see, PCOD cannot be completely cured, there is no treatment as such, but it can be reversed and maintained through proper lifestyle and diet. So maintaining a healthy weight, making sure your diet is rich in complex carbs, it's good in protein, it's good in good fats, making sure that there is an active lifestyle, there is movement, the stress is better managed. These are the some ways in which you can maintain PCOD or you can reverse PCOD and its symptoms. So I am going to make a detailed video on what diet you should have if you are suffering from PCOD or PCOS. So stay tuned for that, it will come soon. So basically what I mean to say is PCOD is much more easier to reverse or maintain as compared to PCOS. So now, can PCOS be reversed? So now you have to understand that PCOS is much more complicated as a lot of other systems are also involved, right? There could be insulin insensitivity, risk of type 2 diabetes. So you need to keep a check on all of that and accordingly maintain your lifestyle, diet, exercise, and probably get on some medications also initially. Though managing PCOS is little bit more complicated, you need to understand that with proper discipline you will achieve it. So the difference between the two is not really large. It's basically just the way and what systems of your body it is affecting. And of course PCOS becomes much more complicated because it's involving a lot of other systems of your body. So by no means does that mean that once you are diagnosed with it, you cannot reverse it or you cannot at least manage the symptoms. In my next video, of course, I will be discussing in detail what kind of foods you can have, basically an Indian diet. And then after that, I would also be discussing the kind of exercises you can do if you're suffering from these disorders. So if you liked this video and you found it insightful or informative, please do share it with someone whom you think is suffering from any of this disorder or may need some help. I'm doing an entire series where I've already covered the causes, effects, symptoms, and most importantly, the most common myths that you can see on PCOS, which is like you have to avoid dairy or gluten or carbs. So you can check that out. I will link it over here or down in the description box. My next video would be about the proper Indian diet that you can follow. So again, you can stay tuned for that. You can just subscribe and hit the bell icon so you will be notified for that. Also, you can just comment down below what you would like to see. I will surely try to make a video on that and answer all of your questions and queries. You can also connect with me over Instagram. I do a lot of short content over there that you may find helpful. So this is it for me in this video. Until next time, stay healthy, stay fit.